art for new videos weekly, and be sure to keep up to date with some of the shorts we've been dropping as well. Not to get into it, Yeezy and Adidas, more appropriately known, Kanye West's brand Yeezy and Adidas had made a split. But the whole time, Adidas had their own game plan to recoup a lot of the losses they would suffer from their breakup with Kanye West. To catch y'all up, if you haven't already heard, Adidas did terminate their contract just a couple months earlier with Kanye West on their Adidas Yeezy brand deal. And docs just a month later released that showed Adidas had access and the ability to create skeletons of all of Kanye West's work, aside from the slides, which is where he is in sole ownership for. Now, what this means is Adidas will essentially be making fake Yeezys, and a lot sooner than you think. See, Adidas has acknowledged and noticed the new trend and the new interest that a lot of people have had for Kanye West shoe and just the overall streetwear brands look on how fakes are recognized. Was recently brought to attention, Adidas has $530 million in Yeezy merchandise that they cannot sell. Why won't they sell? In short, they don't want to pay Kanye West. He is owed a 15% royalty on each of those products. So let's do some quick math. Let's say Adidas goes out and they sell all 530 million. Is that it? And you do the 0.15. Kanye West would make, damn, is that right? Hold on. That's crazy. We doing this live. $79,500,000 out of that cut. Crazy, right? So, as you can imagine, Adidas, their ego and how they feel and how they feel overall about Kanye West will not let them do this. In the long scheme of things, it's a bigger win for them to take this route to move off their merchandise to sell it. But the combination of, again, the public backlash because how Kanye West has been received the last couple of months and their own ego will not allow them to do that. They already have taken that completely off the table and are probably just going to throw all these shoes out. So, all you sneakerheads, be prepared to see some very, very cheap Adidas floating around somewhere in some rivers or something that, unless they have some professional waste game plan that they would use, I can imagine a lot of these Adidas are going to get backdoored. Like, who's just going to let these walk away? If I'm working at Adidas, I'm on a come up today. Anyway, back to the matter at hand with Adidas. With this happening, they've had to make a decision just to move up their Yeezy creation. They've ramped it up tremendously. In fact, recent leaks of the Granite Yeezy 350 Boost. So you can see here the Granite colorway has been their primary lead-in. Docs have leaked where they are acquiring trademarks as well as their sketch that they would have for it. Finally, as you can see here, their plan is to keep the same price for these shoes, selling them at, I believe, about $230 to $350, somewhere in that range. Anyways, it will be the same as Yeezys, despite it officially being a quote-unquote fake Yeezy. The desperation they've got for this relevancy is what's really bringing them to this point. I mean, Adidas has been doing everything that they can, getting behind all their biggest artists as soon as possible, pumping them up as big as they can. You notice what's going on right now with Messi. I believe they built a billboard for him, a whole 3D monument in Dubai, which, I mean, as you should. The man just won a World Cup, but the timing, this makes sense. They have to ride the coattails of the most popular artists so they can try to recoup a lot of these sales. Because if Adidas is smart, and I do think they are trying to rush to get to a point where they have a fan base that's still bringing in money before the Yeezy shoes come out. And we'll get to why that is a little bit later. But going back to their game plan, bringing in the new year, their game plan is just to get off to as hot of a start as they can. That way, they can evaluate what they would want to do with all these shoes. I don't imagine all 530 million worth of these shoes. And let's say it's, that 530 based off of, the shoes being sold at $230 each. You're looking at roughly 2,304,347 pairs of Adidas. So, with that, why are they moving so quickly? Some of my thoughts on this situation. While I've been going through all the Instagram posts, all the Twitter posts for this video, notice a familiar trend. Everybody has turned their back on Adidas. Everyone is saying the same exact thing. These are fake Yeezys. Serves them right for getting in this hole by dumping Kanye. It's amazing how quickly everyone's on Kanye's side for this. But anyway, I do find it funny that they are rushing this as soon as they can, because if they do not rush it out, they are, one, going to see that their shoe is not making as much money as it should, and they're going to fall into a hole too late, and they're going to lose money on the Yeezy brand as well. At the end of the day, they only want to make money. Yeezy is a part of what Adidas does, but it's not a primary part. It was only 7% of their overall merchandising, which is still a lot considering what Yeezy is from the big grand scheme of things for Adidas. They're just trying to prevent their big loss. They know they're going to have a certain loss from the already released merchandise, but preventing the big loss is pushing the shoe out, seeing what the people think. We already know what the people are going to think. I feel this is going to be a bigger flop than a lot of the movies we've seen come out recently. I think them really, I believe that Adidas, I'm under the impression Adidas releasing these shoes is going to become one of the bigger flops we've ever seen in the fashion industry. This will not be Nike moving from Kyrie Irving to John Morant and Devin Booker. This is Adidas moving from Kanye West to ? Because there's no one that's going to replace him as the face of Yeezy. So it's just going to look like cheap imitation. And again, if there's one thing that sneakerheads do not like or represent, it's the idea of rocking fakes as if it's, legit what it is. There's no problem with wearing reps. There's no problem with wearing fakes, but it's the idea behind it. It's a fake. So you know what it is, and people won't have that interest to get behind it, especially when fakes are being sold for maybe 1/3 of the price that the actual retail, the true shoes are being sold for. Them staying at the same price is kind of telling that they believe the brand itself, Adidas, is bigger than Yeezy, which only time will tell. My opinion, the only people who are going to be wanting to buy these shoes from Adidas are people who just like the way they look, want to get their hands on them, and think people won't recognize that it's not actually the Kanye West Yeezy. We'll see how close they are able to mimic it. They do have the trademark, so we'll see if they're able to get that on their shoe. It's still a little dicey on how much Kanye actually owns, but I'm sure we're going to get more info in the near future. So that's all I got for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. A lot of new stuff coming into the works. Adidas making moves, Nike making moves. Kanye been surprisingly quiet, but we know that's going to change sometime soon. I appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. These my dollars make it hurt.